What's up? What's up? Right back. What's up? What's up? Say something in the chat. Coming in. All right. Yeah, we about to get started in a minute. What's up, Mike? What you got going on, Mike?
Shit, man. Just over here doing my thing, man. Ready for this new topic, bro. Ready to do this shit.
So you ready for the new topic?
Hell yeah.
So what you feel like about tax season is act season?
Man, I think it's, since they say the rule, money is the eyes of the beholder, and there's also the root of all evil, people that are doing their taxes and shit like that, depending on what kind of individual that you're dealing with, is ultimately going to determine, how faithful and how loyal they are to you when it comes down to this here money.
Yeah. So you feel like money is the root of all evil?
It depends on the person's intention, but yeah, when it comes down to that, then, you got to figure with the way how the economy is now, there's a lot of people, when it comes down to the money, it's going to be on, it's you versus them, but it's more than likely going to be you, depending on what kind of mindset that they have. When they get their money up, that other person that may not be in that same position as they are, their luck might just run out. But then you also got to remember the shit that's on the flip side. When they get that bread, when they get their bread up, how long will they have it due to their mindset? When they spend it all and then come back and be like, hey, I'm broke now, so I'm gonna come back and see what you're doing. You gotta be careful of that shit, because that person at any time could switch up on you. That's what you don't want. That's what you don't need.
Facts. I mean, I totally agree. I feel like the end of tax season or the start of tax season is the end of cuffing season. So, a lot of times people cuff one another for the holidays and all that shit. Cuffing season start. I say the recruitment starts in September. The real cuffing starts in October. And then the end of cuffing season is the beginning of tax season. And tax season, I feel like in these first 3 months of when people get their money, and I feel like women get more money than men most times. Let's just be real. They are the ones that have the kids. So that's when you hear all this shit called hot girl summer because they getting their taxes and let's just face it, people buy trips with their tax money, and some people fake it till they make it. I ain't gonna say all, but a lot of times people, I remember I used to get on airplanes around May or April, and it's filled up with people that look like they didn't even belong. But then, back in the day when I was married, I used to get on planes a lot in the fall because me and my ex got married in October. So we'll go on an anniversary trip, and you don't even see that type of crowd on the plane, then. But then like I said, around April, May, boy, that plane be soul plane, put it like that. I don't want call motherfuckers out, but that's the way I feel. Have you seen this?
Oh,
Have you seen this though?
Damn, that shit to me, that shit sound crazy, man. Like everybody be on some out for self type of shit, man. Like I think that's another main reason why a lot of people say that they're benefiting off of being single, because when that money and shit comes into play, it's like everybody's on some fuck you switching sides shit. But a fool and their money is soon parted. So the people that want to act like fools with their money, they ain't gonna have that shit for long, and then they'll be right back at that same shit.
I see a lot of people right now are in Atlanta spending their fucking tax check in a strip club right now, tricking guys, women, buying all this shit to keep up with the Joneses, and then they gonna come back home talking about, oh, I lost a lot of money when I went out there to Atlanta, but it is what it is. Unfortunately, that's how people are being conditioned, is as soon as they get it, they spend it. So I'm gonna wait for I'm trying to wait around for Big Rich. Big Rich, if you out there, call on in. Let's get it going. Let's get it cracking, Big Rich. And we'll get started on the acts of tax season. But yeah, what's you got any tax stories or the craziest thing you seen anybody do with their tax money?
Hell, fucking yeah, man. I seen chicks deny dudes they that they had kids with, and they be on some bullshit like a man he be taking care of the kids and shit, and he be like, hey, I was wondering if we could split that money since, I've been helping take care of the kids and shit. And they be like, oh, nah, I'm going to need all of that money. And they go ahead, they fuck around, and they just buy like a whole bunch of bullshit that they don't need. And then when they broke, they're going to turn around and ask that same fucking man that they denied, his half of the money, even though he was all in helping taking care of whatever. And, shit, that dude be like, well, fuck it. Since you claim for all of that money and you fucked up, hey,
I put the wrong number in.
Problem now. So
they be calling the wrong number. Oh, let me delete this. I'm putting the wrong number in the chat, but let me put another one in. But yeah, you're right, man. A lot of times people will say, "Oh, you're not helping me. You're not doing this," but then motherfucking broke bread the whole year. And then when it's time for those taxes to come, that's why you should go every other year when you have kids with somebody, so there won't be no discrepancies and shit. And especially, on top of tax season this year, a lot of people are really spending extra money now because they know they're going to get that third stimulus package. So a lot of times people are literally going to feel like they're going to be feeling themselves even more. Like you said, a fool with money will sooner be departed. So, I always tell people on my channel, a sensible man watches for problems to prepare to meet them. The fool never looks ahead. So a lot of times, people should be paying their rent up to June or July, and what I'm saying, or whatever, they mortgage, whatever, paying a couple months ahead, because you never know what's gonna happen. You gotta use this money for cushion money, not almost splurge this money, So that's some of the acts that I think people should do with their money. But a lot of times people get this money and they feel like, I can go do this, I can blow that. But why don't you just take care of the things that you need to take care of? You take care of your needs, your wants will come. And a lot of times that tax money every year is just, it's just a little money here and there. But if you start investing in that money and putting that in the right stocks and bonds, and I ain't saying you should treat yourself with a little bit of your tax money, but when you just blow it all and have that mindset every year, it's counterproductive and it's going to lead you down the wrong road, and you're going to be conditioned. And your kids, I remember my niece and my nephew used to be conditioned to know when tax season was coming. They was looking towards tax season more for than Christmas. So it's sad when your kids are conditioned to know when mama get a tax check, she gonna buy me a little something. You know what I'm saying? That's fucking sad. You know, your kids looking forward to tax season instead of Christmas. How you feel about that, Mike?
Man, I think when a person does that shit, not only they setting themselves up for failure, but they're also setting up their kids for failure, because whatever they're doing right now, whatever that parent is doing, they're conditioning their kids to live the same way. And I don't think it's right, because later on down the line, they're going to find out what that harsh reality is, you know, ending up on their ass, like getting kicked out of their house or apartment or any place that they live in, falling behind and not preparing for tomorrow. So they're always going to have their hand out thinking that they're entitled to shit when, you know, they're not promised. Mm-hmm. No one is promised anything.
Yeah.
You can't be promised your job. You can't be promised the stimulus or how much you're going to get. I mean, any fucking thing could pop up. You know, it's not guaranteed. So rather than be foolish, you should be smart with your money and, you know, set it aside, invest in yourself. That's something that's going to bring you more money. Or if you were down on your luck, get that shit out of the way just so that you can make ends meet and catch up if you have to.
Facts. If you're coming in on the other stream, we live on YouTube, Stack 44. If you want to join the conversation or call in and join a panel with my boy Mike, go ahead and do that. And anybody else want to call in tonight before I get started completely on the acts of tax season, call in real quick. I'm going to probably give it about a couple more minutes, about 5 more minutes. I know Tate said he's going to call in tonight. But, you know, if you want to call in and join the panel for the first time, you're more than welcome to do so. Make sure you turn down your YouTube in the background. If you do call in, it's like a little delay. So, but it is a live show and a call-in show for anybody to call in and give your take on this before I start going off of segments of what we're going to talk about. But yeah, man, I mean, I see all kind of crazy shit around tax season. I see guys taking their tax money back in the day and buying more drugs and shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn. Like, they drug dealer boys and they buying drugs. Stack 44 is the channel. Stack 44 on YouTube. But I see guys trying to, you know, take their tax money and trying to invest into it in the wrong way, or trying to, you know, I don't want the feds to be watching the channel. I don't know these guys no more, but I've seen that before in the past. So you need to call in, girl. I got a guy from Philadelphia calling in. I know it's close to Delaware. I think you're in Delaware. But call in. I want to see what you guys say on it, Cinquenta. And then we talked about your video last night on a live stream that you did. So you might want to call on in. You know, your boy Rich been checking you out. But yeah, man, it's all kind of crazy shit you actually see about tax season. You know, people buying jewelry or buying things that they can't keep up with. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Come on, Big Rich. I need you to call in so we get started and get your girl to call in. If you call in, we'll talk about your video. She talking about which video. Big Rich was checking it out. So both of y'all need to call in before I get started. So, but yeah, what how you feel about the vibe we had last week with Sequita, Mike?
Man, I feel like, you know, she was doing her thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody has definitely a fucking way to learn from one another. But yeah, I mean, you know, she did put out a couple of pointers and shit.
Okay.
But other than that, I mean, I would like to see more. You know, I would like to see more ladies calling in too.
Here go Big Rich. What's going on, man?
I'm in the house, homie.
I see you here.
Man, I was looking for you around 5. I say he probably ain't even coming on today, man. But
Nah, I had my auntie is a little bit in the dumps. One of her homeboys passed away, lived in Cleveland and shit. And she lived out here. I had to take her out for a dinner, talk to her, stuff like that. So I was like, fuck it. Family come first.
That's what a man got to do. Take care of the home front, man. First of all, that's what a man stand on.
Yeah, so I definitely want to reach out to my auntie and shit and show her some love and shit. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't seen her in a minute, and tomorrow ain't promised to nobody. So, you gotta take care of family and people that care about you first. So but I was trying to get Sequita to call in, and she said which video you was talking about. She said she don't know much about taxes, but this ain't really all about taxes. But what video was you talking about yesterday, Big Rich? That she was doing.
She was saying if a man is how to know if a man is really interested in you. And she was giving her little, she was doing her little 1, 2. We don't always have to agree on everything, but she was doing her 1, 2. She got pretty decent content over there, but it's for the females. You know what I'm
that's
saying?
cool.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, but that's a female channel, straight up.
Okay. Well, that's why we need her to call in and hear her opinion, and then she could promote her channel as well.
No doubt.
But we about to get right to it. I know I got my other cousin gonna call in tonight, and if another young lady call in, so be it. Don't be scared. We just all here. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody on camera yet. Just hear y'all voice. So remember that. All right. So the first thing I will talk about, the first act I see in tax season is people get very, very aggressive. Like, I mean, I don't know if that's money that gives people aggression to do what the hell they want to do. Oh, here we go. Hold on. What's up? What's going on?
Hey, it's Cinquetta.
All right, Cinquetta. How you doing?
Hey, everyone. I'm good.
Now we just talking about tax season and dating, so you can get your 2 cents in on this. Don't trip. You gonna be good.
Okay. I don't know. I don't know. I never really. Based off of what I know so far, what I've been around or exposed to, I don't know. Tax season was like kind of regular. I didn't see anybody do anything outrageous or, you know what I mean? Not enough to actually like speak on. So I was just gonna listen.
Well, hey, just being here, we'll come to you and get your opinion, and then we always talk about some form of dating when we on this channel. So,
Let me ask you a question, Cinquetta. All right. I know you got a lot of male friends, right?
Not a lot,
Okay.
Cool kind of thing. Okay.
What about lady friends?
Yes, I have female friends.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Have you ever seen the reaction when it comes time for tax season? Like, you haven't seen any irregularities, like acts of aggression, like Stack said, where a chick may be overly aggressive, like, oh, I don't even want to deal with it. At first she was lovey-dovey, and then as soon as that money hit in the mail, she starts to show her ass or anything like that. Have you seen anything like that?
To be honest, no, not really. Like, even the whole, what's the thing that we got, the stimulus check, like, when that came into my account, I was like, okay. I don't know, it just...
We talking about what you see, though. We ain't talking about you. Have you seen some...
True, but, like, nobody... No, not really.
Okay, well, she had...
Like you said, I'm from Delaware. It's pretty boring here. Like,
because when people get that check, or if they got kids or whatever like that, I'm speaking from personal experience, from what I've seen and what I've actually, like, literally been through. Once anyone gets that check, it's like they hit the mega million. Or, you know what I'm saying? Or they hit, like, a lotto number, and it's just like, yo, it's fuck everybody. That's how the shit be sometimes. When they get that bread in their hand.
For a fact that they get nigga rich for a couple of weeks.
For real.
Maybe they well to do out there in Delaware. I know y'all ain't got that sales tax, so maybe they got a little floating around and y'all used to that money out there.
For real. Well, one thing I wanna point out, I feel like at the end of cuffing, like I said before, cuffing season starts from September to end of Valentine's Day. And then after that, that's when people are filing their fucking taxes. And that's when women, I know women get the more money towards the taxes than men. And in the next 3 months, women are gonna fuck who they want to fuck. Let's just be honest, because they got money in their pocket. They ain't got to use this guy for dinner dates and all that shit. So that's why I said the first act, I feel like people get very aggressive and straight to the point, because at the end of the day, I don't need his money. She don't, she might not need my money, and they just ready. So I'm gonna ask Big Rich, do you see this aggression with people when it comes to tax season? They get that boost of energy because they got some money in their pockets?
I see it as aggression, man. I also see it as a bunch of ignorance, man, because that's when they get their ass on their shoulders and start talking that shit. But it's not about what money you get, it's about what you do with it. But I'm like that 365 days out the year, man. So I understand in a couple weeks, in a couple months, whenever it comes along, they gonna snap back to reality, okay? And that's when I just smile at them.
Yeah, it's a serious game being played when it comes down to that, man. I'm like you said before, a fool and their money is soon parted. They may show their ass and be like, yeah, I got the money, I don't need nobody. That goes on both ends. But then, hey, it's like this. You may get that stimulus, you may get that money, right? That tax money. If you won't be able to avoid taxes, you got one strike against you. Two, if you're about to axe that man off, like literally cut him off, you better have a backup plan, because now, guess what? Anytime some shit come along, you gotta come out of pocket. And when you come out of pocket like that, you make more mistakes than if you spending money like that. You gotta come out even more. And some shit break, you gotta come out even more. And then next thing you know, before you know, all that smart and cutting motherfuckers off, you end up losing all your money. And then you'll be right back on your ass again. And don't think that dude is gonna stick around, or that chick is gonna stick around, because you'll be selling mistakes.
Man, that's when they get to going out, they get to talking that shit about they don't need you, because they run out there and they'll put that couple $1,000 down at the buy here, pay here car lot and ride that motherfucker off the lot without getting it thoroughly inspected, or taking a man with them to look under the hood and see how nice this motherfucker really is. And then here in about 60 days that motherfucker break down and they be wondering what's happening, but you ain't got no warranty. You bought it as is, okay? Do you know what as is? Yep. But then you want to start calling me talking about you need a ride to the grocery store.
Facts.
I need to get, but you know what, Rich, I need to get my transmission went out on me. That's too bad, man.
Yeah, because another thing.
You see that red fluid underneath it when he was parked on that lot?
Oh, shit. That no truck be coming?
They'll spend that money real quick and make a hasty decision. Of course, it's an emotional decision. It's whether they do that or whether they end up going and blowing it at Walmart that week, man. It's a whole bunch of stuff I see out there, man. But they do get them aggressive attitudes at this time, man.
Yeah, very aggressive. Now, Sequetta, do you believe in cuffing season? Do y'all have a cuffing season in Delaware?
Cuffing season is the norm, but I think when I think of cuffing season, I think about when the seasons change. Like, everybody's in a relationship come wintertime because it's cold outside, but then all of a sudden when it's spring, and
see? Now you see.
It's cool for all of them holidays. That's what that be about.
Hey, but y'all see my logic of cuffing season is from September, the start of September, and it ends February 14th, that night, the next day. When people, when they filing their taxes. When they filing their taxes and realizing, oh shit, I get this much back, I don't need a man. Fuck this shit. I'm about to get ready for hot girl summer. So that's why I say, yeah, cuffing season ends pretty much after February 14th, period. Motherfucker file that tax check and they see that check, they feel a certain type of way. That's why I feel like then they get their trips for Hot Girl Summer. I got a new caller on the line. Will, what's going on?
What's up, baby? What's up, Mike? I hear you over there. Y'all talking about some chicks getting that welfare check. I mean, that check. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, hey, February 15th is like, that's like the end of big boy season, but you know what I'm saying? We all like to eat, though, you know what I'm saying?
What so what crazy you got anything you wanna say on a comment before we go through the list, or you good with just going through the list?
Hey man, I just got on, man. So y'all go ahead and go and I'll rock where we at, man.
All right, how far are you from Delaware? We got a lady from Delaware on the line.
Hey, I'm in Delaware right now. I'm in what you call this spot? I'm in Newark right now.
Okay.
I'm just rolling and chilling. You know how I do. You know how to wear catch me.
Okay. All right. Well, all right. The next thing I want to talk about is living their best life. I know it's part of the aggression, but the aggression comes with the acts of living your best life, and you know what I'm saying, showing your new J's off, showing your new gifts, your new bags off, and some of that shit, like Mike said, buying shit that you don't need. So I'm gonna start with Mike. How you feel about when you see this on the Instagram or Facebook that, around this season, all year you ain't been showing nothing, but then around March and April you showing all kind of shit. So how you feel about because what happens is, I feel like around Christmas time people don't boast what they got online, because they literally, what a man that's probably paying for, or what a woman that's paying for. But they don't boast that, because if they boast what they got for Christmas, then they got to boast that person. So how you feel about when people living their best life and showing all the stuff they got, during tax season, Mike?
I mean, when they doing all of that shit breeds enemies. I'm going to let all of y'all know that shit breeds enemies. That shit, you posting it on social media, what you got, that shit will get you robbed, killed, or even having the hot boys looking at you. Like, them, the alphabet boys, the IRS, they're like, oh, word? You got all of this shit to get all of this money, to get all of that shit? All right, we're going to have to fucking order this motherfucker. It looks like he got one thing too many. A lot of people don't think about that, using common sense. You showing all of that good shit on the internet, you're going to have to come back off of that and kick some of that, to the other people's way or whatever that you didn't get to. You got to get thanks, and you don't get thanks, you're going to get shit taken away from you. Plain and simple. I've seen it happen. I've seen people, flash chains or, be like, yeah, man, I got all of this money from taxes. And then next thing you know, you see the IRS on your ass.
All right, Big Rich, what you got on that when they boasting and showing all their shit off?
Oh man, here we go back to being honest with yourself, man, and honest with other people, because that stuff, when it can bring all that other attention Mike talking about, and that's a real thing, man, because people will come and get you, man. But if you because there's a lot of people out here that are going without and that are hungry out here, man, and you flossing blind to a broken man's dream, so you can't get got. But then you got other niggas like me that just look at you and call you a sucker, because you sitting on there $3,000 worth of rims on that $1,500 Impala. and you sitting up there taking pictures of it and all that, and they ain't seen nothing. You're getting renting cars for the weekend, going out, all this old crazy stuff, buying a bunch of bootleg gear that ain't even authentic. So the men do it just as much as the women do it, man. Sometimes more. So it's a lot of sucker shit going on out there. But after you take all them pictures, I want to know where your proof is at. If I see you and know you taking it, you trying to impress people really that you don't know. Because people that know you ain't about shit anyway.
Facts.
Exactly. And on top of that, a lot of people, this is what I see. You see a lot of people flossing, buying all kinds of shit. Next thing you know, fucking light bills start coming. That rent start creeping. You know what I'm saying? Adding up.
Ain't that a bitch? How come I didn't even get a cutoff notice? I just came home with my sister to come over. You knew you got 3 cutoff notices before they shut it off, but you had to go get them rims, didn't you?
So, Quetta, have you dated a guy that been aggressive, or you got anything on this topic of living your best life around tax season? Do you, if a dude get a little bit too aggressive with his money and it's around this time of the year, do you realize he got some good taxes back?
I can't really say that I experienced that, but I do agree with what Mike and Big Rich said. I was just going to say, I feel like when people stunt and blow up on the gram, it's kind of like their insecurity is showing, and they need like some form of validation through likes and comments, like, oh, look at, you know what I mean? So it's just like, that's what I see when people are flossing, because to me, I thought that real money was quiet. So you can have like a basic T-shirt on from Walmart, but still be like that dude or that girl. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So I remember, I think I heard someone say that Ludacris said the more money he got, the smaller his chain got. So that just kind of lets me know, like, when you do start making a lot of money, you don't have to like floss it or show your wealth. Like, I want people to think I'm rich. How about that?
Hey, that's what's up.
Hey,
you see how Bill Gates dressed?
Facts.
Exactly. And they say Warren Buffett drive a old Ford or something like that, like an old car. So, yeah. So for me, I just look at people or guys like that. When I see it on Instagram, like, they must, I don't know, maybe they're just trying to fit in, like, to have a high school mentality. God bless them, but I'm not impressed.
Well, look here, I'm gonna say, like, right now tonight, I wore my chain because I come from eating dinner with my auntie. But this chain, I had this chain since, I had this chain since 2007, 14 years. And if you buy something that's decent, you ain't got to keep buying shit. You know, like I said, it's good when you actually go out there and you treat yourself. You should treat yourself, but don't buy nothing. If I was a fool with my money, every year I have a different chain. Ain't that right, cuz? Cuz, you know, I ain't had this chain forever. Ain't that right, Tate?
Man, yeah. And I'm going to say first one. Let me be the first one to say all the penalties is wrong. Nigga, I live in a struggle mansion. I use rent-a-rim on my fucking used 2004 truck, and can't nobody tell me shit. I'm tax-free on it. And Rich, they ain't gonna find me, dog. The alphabet boys ain't got nothing on me, dog. I got that yin yang. You know what I'm saying? My cousin got the hookup. I called the tax people because I'm so balling. I won't even ball with my credit score. I won't even post that during tax season. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm living like a king for the month. You know what I'm saying? I'm good for the month. Big Rob, hey, look, Big Rob, I got that Impala sitting on 26s, bro. Hey, I'm gonna need you. Hey, listen, I'm gonna need you at the gas station to help me with my gas because I can't put gas in this month because it don't even help me to drive this month. You know what I'm saying? I'm a city clean though. Go get it, bro. Go get it. You know how crazy that sounds?
Hey.
But you know, like you said, like, I mean, it goes back to what my girl said. It's like the high school mentality. Look at me. I can act like you. And it's like I say, like, I mean, I'm being playful with it. But you don't see them niggas having good credit. They don't even talk about, like, you know, hey, I'm gonna do something good. I'm gonna pull my kids and, you know, take them on a vacation. And I ain't talking about like no, you know, we going to Big Mama house down the road. Like, take your kids somewhere. Put some money up in the stock or something. Like, do something with yourself. But no, like you say, cuz they want to have the same old. They want to do, you know, I want to impress somebody else. I want to impress another broke motherfucker. Oh, I'm sorry, I want to impress another broke person to see how we can waste our money together. Maybe that'll make us feel better. Brother, I don't know where you are from or where a lot of you all are from, but around here where I'm at in Cleveland, a lot of these fellas, you talk about things about investments or you talk about paying some bills, you're talking something foreign to them. You know, most of these cats and these young ladies running around here, when they get those stimulus checks or those tax checks, where I live, they're lining up at the local bodega, man, to cash them. They had the local Arab cash them. A lot of these cats don't even know what a checking account is.
Hold on. The bad part is that A-Rap, I'm taking you talking about people in Ohio. So the A-Rap Bowl charging them probably 25 cents on the dollar. So you getting 75 cents on a $600 check. So you only take it home, what is that, $450?
And then you know that's how they book them, man. That's how they book them. But you see them lined up all day. They jump in that line and they go over to the liquor counter, and then they get out there and get to blowing it on whatever else.
Hey, you know what? Hey, Big Rap, you right. You know what? Big Rap, you right. I'm gonna go to the nightclub when I get my little $600, and I'm gonna get a bottle of Hennessy that normally costs $40. I'm gonna get it for $200 because I got my tax. I'm gonna do that. I just gonna need April to help me get my car out of the impound because I'm looking for the runarounds that I just got.
Just pissing that money away. You know what they call us in New York? You know what they call us in New York? If you go ahead and you splurge your money around, they call you liquid gold. Because as quick as you get it, instead of it being solid and holding together, it fall right through the fingers, slipping right through the cracks.
Damn.
You know, if anybody was smart and they say, "Hey man, I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna buy me some Jordans," nah, invest in a fucking passport, take that bread, go overseas, get with that other guy and import that shit, work an import and export exchange, make that bread, send it to you know, you see stores, I see stores doing it down here.
Facts.
They got their money. They go up there instead of you going to somebody else's store that don't even like you, selling you their shit. You can have your own store and sell it to whoever you want to sell it to, and make that money back, and endorse the product, and create a business so that way after taxes you get that bread back. But motherfuckers don't think like that.
No.
Nope. Sure.
Man, that sounds crazy, man. I want to take this money. Man, I'm trying to ball, man. I ain't trying to do all that responsible shit. That don't even sound right. Don't even sound right. Do responsibility sound fun?
You should have been with us last night on the Sep show, man.
All right, well, look.
My bad.
So,
Big
Rich.
I'm from Cleveland, Ohio, but I live in Philadelphia, man. I just, dig it. Yeah. Give me a quick second, y'all.
All right, well, so the next thing I want to talk about is the right. Well, we're gonna go with the negative. The wrong things to buy with your money during tax season. And, I'll be in Walmart and I see TVs all over the fucking place going out the damn door. I mean, if you can't buy a damn TV, something wrong with you these days. But what wrong things you see people do with their money, Cinquita? I'll start with you on this one during tax season.
Okay. I just was going to say anything that's a depreciating asset, which is kind of obvious. Anything that's not going to make you any money in return. I'm trying to think of like one example. Maybe I noticed that women do. Can't really think of anything specific.
Bags.
I can.
Bags.
Yeah.
Buy me a $500 bag.
Yeah. Well, unless they say a Birkin, because from my understanding that Birkin does hold its value or something. I think that is a bag worth getting.
I heard Birkins cost like a couple. They cost all your tax checks and then some probably. How much a Birkin cost then?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. Okay, but that's every day.
Anybody know in the chat how much a Birkin costs?
10 stacks for a cheap one.
10 stacks. That's your whole tax check. Shit.
God damn. And it's still in the negative.
They only their whole tax check if they got 10 dependents, which a lot of these baby mamas do.
Damn. Mo in the chat. What's up, Mo? Call in, Mo. Don't be scared. We got a woman on here. You got bag up.
Come on, Mo. Holler at your boy.
All right, Big Rich. What you got? What's the wrong things you see they buy? Women or people buy?
Listen, I'm gonna tell you, just like Mo said, cars, purse, clothes, shoes. Cinquita said all depreciating assets. I'm from the school that anytime you're in a peak season like that, it's just like right before Christmas, man. Everything during this tax season, they price it accordingly to move, and it's a trap, And I think that if it's something that you really want, you should have enough self-discipline to go by, wait a couple months. Wait a little bit further on into the summer and see how the prices move. Usually, everything's going to go down because everybody done blew their load.
Mm-hmm.
So I just wouldn't suggest any kind of retail endeavors at this time with any of this, whether it's taxes or stimuluses or whatever, man. I'm talking about straight investing, man, straight doing something for yourself to improve your position in life. If you need some work done around your house, get that done. Do the things that are going to be solid. They're going to put you in a better living position. But don't go out with nothing with that retail because it's all priced just because they know everybody's money is dropping.
Facts. Mike, what you got? What you got on the wrong things people buy during tax season? What you see, Mike?
Man, the one thing I see people buy during tax season, drugs. I don't necessarily be around it, but I can tell. Let's see, cars, bags, just a shitload of clothes. And the people that buying a shitload of clothes usually don't even have a fucking car. They looking good, hopping on the bus and shit. Fucking just hopping along or hitching a ride and shit. What else? What else I could think of?
Hey, don't.
Hair, the hair just going ahead and throwing. I'm telling you, man. I know this guy, this Asian guy, and he owns one of the beauty supply stores, man. He be telling me the shit that, a lot of women be running up in there just throwing them dollars in it. He said, man, I already paid off my kids' college fund with their money. I already paid off, my house with their money. And I'm just like, oh, wow. He was telling me. He even showed me. He pulled out his business bank account and how much credit he has. This motherfucker's got $1.5 million already. And just then, I said, well, what is this over the course of? He said, this is over the course of 4 years. This is how much I've amounted up to. That's not including the offshore bank accounts that I have. And it's all on your money. The women, it's all on their money. Where they getting it from every time during tax season or any kind of season, Black Friday, any kind of holiday event or whatever, they getting that money.
Facts.
The fellas, the clothes, the cars, and everything like that, it's kind of sad. Seeing this kind of shit go on, but it is the reality that we live in it when it comes down to commerce.
All right, Tate, what wrong things you see during tax season that people buy, Tate?
Well, I'm gonna say everything that everybody else named, but I'm gonna say this too. Cats be going to these 8-star restaurants.
I was gonna say that.
Spending bread like you can eat that all the time. But you don't even know what a filet bacon is, bro. Like, what do you mean? But besides that, what else cats be buying? Y'all said all of the obvious stuff. The other thing that I'm starting to see a lot of people do is a lot of body work. Which is kind of crazy to me. You look good for 30, but what that look like at 42? Because that big ass will turn to granny panties real quick, and I think he just gonna help the granny panties make their money.
Yeah, body work. They definitely do body work. Another one y'all don't see that we don't talk about, and I know Will can relate on that. The fucking casinos are fucking packed with people right now.
Oh yeah. We got the Royal Roses casino out here in VA, man. It's nasty out there. Motherfuckers just be throwing them ducats in and pulling them racks, especially with them church ladies with their little fucking big ass saucer hats and shit. They be pulling them fucking racks, man. Yeah,
they literally dropping they whole tax check on these dice tables. I seen it. What about you, Tate? I know you just seen this happen out there where you at. Motherfuckers at the casino dropping that bread, ain't they? If he there.
Man, why you gotta talk about me on the phone, man? I was cool until you gotta talk about the gambling, man. You talking about me, man. You know I got $7. Good, my friend got $7. But that's a part of it, because we think it's free money until you're like, damn, I done lost $1,000 in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, it's not a lick. I know Big Rich could talk about downtown Cleveland casinos right now.
They opened up the Horseshoe downtown and the one out in Northfield Village, man. It's both of them back open, man. You still got to wear a mask in there, man. But they they almost at capacity, man.
And they raping boys every night off that tax money.
Yeah, a couple of my dudes work security at the one downtown and the one out there in Northfield, man, and they jumping now, man.
Every night, all the way to probably May. They probably slow down in May.
Oh man.
All right. So the next thing I'll talk about the things we should do with our tax money. And I know my cousin for a long time, he's good with investing. So I'm gonna start with Tate on this one. What should we be doing? What should people be doing with their tax money, Tate?
Well, first thing they need to do is have a 6 months of reserve of their money. You need to be able to handle losing your job for 6 months and being able to take care of every bill in your house without even struggling. I'm always going to say, like anybody else, you definitely need to have an investment account, even if it's a savings account, whatever. You need to be able to put some money to the side. After that, it's okay for you to play the stock markets. And the difference between having the savings and the stocks is the stock money is a long-term play. The savings is if something goes wrong.
Right.
Don't do it the backwards way by having the stocks without having the savings, and then something go wrong, and now you got to cash out. Because now you hit a double whammy. Pulling money out, which means your taxes are not going to be affected, and then you're not making as much money on stocks as you already sold. So those are my main two.
All right. Sequetta, what you got? You got anything that you know that people should be doing with their money when they get their taxes?
I was just going to add, maybe pay off their debt if they have any.
Facts.
Mm-hmm. And if they don't have any, everything that the first guy just said. What was his name again? I'm sorry.
That's Tate.
Yeah, everything he said, and of course investing. But I would say pay off your debt first.
All right. All right, Mike, what you got? And then I'll go to Richard last.
Well, I would like to say that instead of personalized credit, I would say get your business credit established. That way, when you do become a business, any money that you've done, purchase any kind of items, maybe along your conquest, you could actually write that off and invest into higher, more shit. Like if you're gonna spend that money, think about how you can throw it out there, but boomerang it so that way you could get it back. It's investing into something else, and then at the end of the year, you write it off, put it to the side, and have a game plan. And let the money build. Mm-hmm.
It costs nothing to get an LLC, so you can get an LLC easy.
Exactly.
All right, what you got, Rich?
Man, that's exactly what I was just about to say, man. To go ahead and get you a lawyer so you could do it right. But you can do it by yourself, but you can actually LegalZoom has a pretty good program, and anybody can really follow it. But if you don't feel comfortable doing it yourself, get you a lawyer and get that LLC established. Whether you do anything with it at right away or not, get it established and get yourself an umbrella to whereas you can go ahead and use it for future. Because the whole thing about that is when you're talking about building, it's not always at that point building with your money. You're using other people's money for your investment. Right now, me and my brother, as a matter of fact, this isn't even on, it's a little bit outside the way because it's not about taxes, because we're going to probably end up paying some taxes this year. But we're looking into getting some farmland property up northern Ohio, up toward Ashtabula way. And in anticipation that, one day it's going to end up, it's going to either go eminent domain where we're going to develop it or whatever. But that's another thing that's just like stocks or whatever. That's a long-term investment, something that you're not going to do. But I will go with what Tate said first, man. The biggest thing to do is to go on ahead and make sure you have paper you're sitting on in case anything goes left or goes sideways. But see, there's a whole bunch of things you can do with that LLC. Because you can use that for where you live. There's all kind of things you can do. That's one of the main things that someone needs to get established. They don't teach that in the black communities. They didn't teach it in the black high schools in Cleveland. I know that.
Facts.
Yeah, that's true. They don't teach you how to be business inspired. They only teach you how to be the consumer.
Go get a job and give me all your money.
Exactly.
You gonna either my brother said, hey, you gonna be a buyer in life or a seller in life? What you gonna be? You gotta sell some shit.
Mm-hmm.
So anybody else got any more comments on what we should be buying and stuff? All right, moving on to the next thing. Now, what type of outrageous ass or trips you see during tax season, or people be trying to, put they, go on these crazy ass, trips and stuff, and it came from tax money. I mean, I didn't seen people go to Paris. I ain't seen people go all everywhere. Tate, I'm gonna start with you on this one too. What type of trips you see when people around tax season, it came from their tax money?
All right, so everybody get hit up on Facebook with them, 5 nights, 4 days stays for $100, and it's usually like what do you call it, a timeshare presentation?
Yeah, timeshare presentation.
There you go. They hit up anybody because they was looking for somebody to come there, hopefully waste some money and get a timeshare. You see those. You see the Jamaicas, the Mexico resorts, and they funny. They take a picture at the beach, but they don't take a picture of their hotel room. That's how you know this something's fucked up, because when I stayed in my hotel in Mexico, the room was dope. I didn't even have to go outside. It was the room that was dope. But you can tell because there's always the beach pictures. I mean, don't get me wrong, they showing off their body too, but they showing off more. So I'm at somewhere that could be really, you couldn't tell if it was Edgewater Park out of Cleveland or it was Coney Park out of New York, because it's on the beach and it's just water in the picture. So you can tell by that. And then you can also tell it really ain't shit because they only have pictures at the beach. They ain't did nothing else but sit at the beach. They ain't gonna go to no nice restaurants. They ain't getting no Filet Mignon. They ain't even getting no damn pole man. I mean, not even pole man, say some salmon, or what you ain't supposed to say the L, right? Whatever it is. They ain't even got that. They eating the regular ass food. And that's another thing. People always take pictures of food when they're at home, but when they go on these trips, what do you eat? You eat McDonald's and you on this 5-star resort? Really? You're not at a 5-star resort. You're at a 2-star at the Budget Inn. But it's cool. You living your best life.
All right. What you got, Mike, on what type of trips you see around tax season?
I mean, the trips that I see around tax season, I've seen, people talk about, oh yeah, let me go to Cancun, let me go to all these other stuff or whatever. I mean, I have no problem, taking a trip and everything, but these individuals, they don't have that abundance mindset of, okay, if I'm taking a trip, am I taking a trip out here strictly for leisure? Or am I taking a trip out here to build a business and to see what's out here? That way I can take my money that I've saved up. But instead, what do? They'll splurge. They won't even take the regular, the regular class flights. They'll be like, oh, yeah, I'm going to buy it first class and then go into fucking, third class fucking flights where you got to be next to some stink-ass people and shit coming back. You ain't even invest or even talk to meet with a business partner out there. They'll just meet up somewhere and they're looking at the brochure, but in reality, they just wasted their money coming out to visit and putting money in the next man's head. They don't even give a fuck about them.
For real. I don't know if y'all remember.
I will say this. Y'all talk about the LLC, right? Now, let me be serious. Here's the thing that most people don't realize. You can travel on vacation and use it as a tax write-off because it's for business planning. Most people don't understand how the tax structure is set up, because a lot of these vacations, you see a lot of these guys take their family on, it's actually a tax write-off. It was a, da-da-da. And here's the thing, Mike, let me kind of be a little bit more serious than that. The cheap travel is not the problem. The problem is you're doing cheap travel and you're not, like you say, you're not capitalizing on where you're going. You're going somewhere just for the sake of a picture. Where most people, when they take, the family vacation, or i.e. this business write-off, they're going somewhere, but they're also going somewhere where they can see something different too. Right, there may be a museum or something else off to the side that they want to look at. And hey, hell, I think the family there is cheaper. I mean, hell, I went to Europe for like 3 weeks. Now, it was work related, but the first week was on me. it didn't matter because if you know anything about Europe, you can travel for damn near pennies on a dollar because everything is based on, public transportation. But like I say, you're right. They don't go nowhere that's anywhere but, whatever.
Facts. All right.
Real shit.
So, Quetta, you got anything to add on that? On what type of trips you see around tax season?
I can't really say about tax season, but I feel like what Tate had mentioned had me thinking about like times in my past where like my friends would want to go to Miami and stuff like that. And I was still in school at the time, so I couldn't afford to go. And it just kind of makes me think like when they did go, I kind of only seen them on the beach too. I didn't see them take no pictures at the restaurant, no pictures in the club. So it was just like you went all the way down there to go to the beach. Like, what was the point? And I feel like, I guess I won't be that kind of person. If I go on vacation, I want to go on vacation. Like, and if I can't afford to go, then I feel like I shouldn't go. So I just feel like, why even go? Just to say that I'm in Miami? No, I want to, like, actually get on some jet skis. Do, like, the fun stuff. So I feel like, I guess that's a part of the problem, too. If we will relate it back to tax, like, how people just go on vacation for the sake of going on vacation, but they're not even, like, really having fun, or they're not like doing it. Like, facts. I feel like you should if you want to go.
What you got, Big Rich?
Oh man, everybody really pretty much covered it, man. That was a big one. Cinquetta talked about the girls' trips to Miami. I seen that last year with a chick I was dating last year, and not really dating, but we would see each other from time to time, and we was getting a little closer, but after I found out she was going, of course, I went on ahead and just cut that off because I'm not the kind of guy that if I'm with you, tell you that I don't like you doing this or don't want you. If you're just doing something I don't like, I just cut you off, period, anyway, because we all know you're going down there on a girls' trip to Miami, you're going down there to take pipe. It ain't no ifs, ands, or buts, and anybody can tell me something different than whatever. You believe what you want to believe. I know what girls do on girls' trips, because I was that nigga on the beach that would get with them. So I see a whole bunch of trips, junkets to Vegas, stuff like that, average stuff, man. Just not nothing out of this world, man. But it's just they blow their whole load right there, and then they don't have nothing to do the rest of the year. Or they're struggling. They go on these things. They get so far in the debt. They ramp up their credit cards if they have any credit cards, and they end up deeper in debt than they were before tax season.
Well, what I see, and I know Tate discussed on this one, and we just seen people like literally out in Vegas. Vegas is funny one because you'll get there for like pennies on the dollar, $400 or $500 for the flight and hotel. But the hidden fees of Vegas will kick your ass. The extra bag that you got to pay for on a plane, on the way back, when you get to the hotel, the resort fee. And people with these tax money, they thinking, I got this money to trick. And then they look up. When you get there, they literally got to learn to put a travel note on their credit card or their fucking debit card, or you can't even check in because in Vegas, they want those resort fees up front. They ain't playing with your ass. They want that. If you stay at the Bellagio, one of my coworkers stayed at the Bellagio. He didn't know nothing about it. It was his first time in Vegas. He's like, yeah, I'm going to Vegas. I like, well, you know your resort fees? What you talking about? Didn't know. Go stay at the Bellagio. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. You go to Vegas, I don't knock where you stay, but I don't think you should go to the highest or high end when you first go for the first time, because you'll realize you can move a lot cheaper if you go to the Mirage or you go to Harris or you go at the Link or something like that. But that resort fee was kicking his ass, and he told me he stayed there from a whole damn week. That's way too long to be in Vegas. But the resort fee a day was like $60 a day. So if it's $60 a day times 7, he was paying an extra $340. So, a lot of times people don't understand about the resort fees and stuff. You don't want to touch on that, Tate, because I know we done seen people. We seen people at the airport literally throwing their shit away because they can't pay their bag fee to get back home.
Listen, I mean, it's funny, like you say. You go to these little spots, these little junkets, And I mean, with Vegas, which is funny, is I don't want to start putting too much of business out there, so I'll muddy the story up. All right, I meet some people out in Vegas. That's how Vegas is. You meet people on the strip. They from different places. They start talking all this wild stuff. They stand on the strip. We're like, yo, all right, cool, So we go back to the spot. I'm gonna call it the spot, and they got this refrigerator in their room. They was like, don't touch that shit. And we like, what you mean? You telling me you got this room, but you can't afford to take the water out the refrigerator because they're going to charge your ass? You ain't got $1 on your account to take a bottle of water. And I ain't mad at that because why would you pay for, a bottle of water
for $5?
You get a whole case for the same price. But the fact is, you're not telling me that because you can't afford it. You're telling me that so your car don't get declined later. And that's cool. I mean, hey, we all in broke. Pope pimped everywhere. But it's just funny when you think about it. Like, damn, really? But like I say, Vegas is cool like that. You meet people that you never will see. You see a lot of stuff that you would never see. As Stack said, hey, one of my favorite spots in Vegas was the Riviera. You stayed on a part of the strip. It wasn't that congested. It was cheap, like my cousin said. I think I used to catch we stayed out there for like 5 days total because it was only like $400 to get there with the hotel and flight. So it was like, yeah.
And the resort fee was only $18 a day.
It's that. And the bad part was this: you'll meet people who stayed at these high-end hotels, and like you say, they eat McDonald's because you can't afford shit else. You can't even go to the buffet because your buffet at that nice ass hotel is $50 for a buffet.
You eating bullshit, but you taking pictures in Vegas. Really, you should be taking the pictures of the food, everything, but you don't even have the money to take the pictures no more because you lost the money. You didn't pay it. You didn't factor in your resort fees. It's just a lot of shit. Vegas can just suck your ass dry. You just don't even know it. The hidden fees.
That shit kind of reminded me of that movie Casino. That motherfucker thought he was winning as soon as he was gambling. That Japanese cat, they was just like, yeah, we got his ass. We got him to come back in and gamble.
Like, damn. Just give him time.
Give them time,
Yes.
They got more time.
Here's the thing, right? I don't have a problem with resort fees. I don't have a problem with people traveling because you know what? No matter where you go, enjoy it. Like I said, you rock out. If you go to to Geauga Lake for my dude in Cleveland, that was my spot. You go to Geauga Lake, goddamn it, enjoy Geauga Lake. Take your own cooler, your own bologna sandwiches. Have a good time. It's just don't act like we don't know your ass is going to Geauga Lake because we know the tickets cost $21 because somebody worked at Cleveland Clinic or they work for the Cavs. We know how you got them tickets.
Mm-hmm.
It's just live your life for you. Don't try to put this shit on blast. You know what I'm saying? Cassie wanted to go to, they want to go to Niagara Falls and show the picture of the falls, but you can't show a picture of your hotel room. Why? You staying at the $59 Howard Johnson. Mm-hmm. You ain't looking at the falls. You got a picture in your room. They ain't looking at the falls. You know what I'm saying? It's like I say, wherever you go, I don't care if you on a cruise, you got to stay up under the ship where you don't even see no outside. Just go, enjoy it. Don't try to act like you're better than somebody else, and you might have a good time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that just know your lane and stay in it. That's all, All right. So the next thing I want to talk about is making more kids for tax money or filing other people's kids for tax money. And I ain't gonna lie, y'all, I did this dumbass mistake, filed somebody's kids and owed the IRS, and they waited too. They were like, all right, they dropped me about 6 bands. I'm chilling, buying shit, buying stuff. Before I know it, bro, I get that letter in the mail when the money all gone. Like, you owe us such and such, and interest every other. I think it was interest every month on it. Man, I hurry up and pay that shit back, bro. I felt like, I got talked into it, like, oh, you'll do it, you'll get away with it. Found my kids, I'll give you $1,500 a child or whatever. Man, don't do that shit, y'all. Do not file nobody else's kids, or don't be with chicks that want you to get them pregnant so they can get your child support and get state taxes. I mean, I'm gonna let Big Rich start with this one.
Yeah, man, brother, you lucky, bro. I got a homeboy I went to school with, man. He ended up. They didn't get him the first year he did it, but he started doing it and did it for about 3 years with this one chick. And she was doing the same thing with him. She'd break him off a couple hundred for each one of the children that he would claim. He did it for about 3 or 4 years. Then he stopped doing it. She didn't go to him again. But then a couple years later, he started it back up again, but he didn't know that the kid's father had already filed for the children. Okay, and this wasn't his woman. This was just a chick that lived around the hood, and he would, you know, he used to work with her, and she said, "Hey, I'll give you a couple hundred if you go ahead and file my kids, you know, and this and that." Then the first 4 years, it was sweet. About a 2-year period in between, nothing. Then he went back to do it that very next year. The father of them kids had filed that thing, man. IRS caught up with old boy, man. $17,000 later.
Woo!
And they were threatening to put him in jail. They were threatening to put him in jail, but it went on and went on. They waited till he buried himself good and deep. And that 17 grand that they got out of it, they just let him settle for that because it was like 26 or something that he got a lawyer, which I don't know how much he had to pay for that right there, but he ended up getting, man, that's just not a wise thing to do. It may be good it may look good at the moment, someone kicking you down some cash, man, but that kind of stuff come back around to bite you, man.
Have you seen women trying to have more babies to get filed more taxes too? Have you seen that?
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. I done seen that personally. I think a couple of them tried to get me. And I ain't, man, you know, I'm not going out. I'm wrapping the willy up, man. I'm not going out like that, but that goes down a whole lot more than a little bit.
Facts. All right, Mike, what you got on this one? The kids and shit and women getting pregnant for more taxes.
Man, I keep telling everybody, man, do not fuck with them alphabet boys, man. They will get your ass. Like, if you go ahead, anytime you gotta file something with someone else, you gotta make sure that they're in the clear. And to cover your ass, you fill out a waiver, which is IRS form 8832. Because anytime somebody else will get it or try to get at that money without you, you know, putting anything in, I caught my ex's mother, right, trying to file for taxes before me. I said, oh yeah, okay, 3949A, which is the identity theft and fraud form, and whistleblower 211. So what happened was I got a call back saying, why did you file that? I said, hey, that's my money. If I'm paying child support, I want that fucking money back. Ain't nobody else claiming that shit with me. Don't play that game with me. I will get you. I know exactly how to do it too. All the time claiming, stealing, I'm gonna get you back. And the IRS, you already know they got that long reach.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the whole thing. But yeah, as far as getting back to, you know, as far as chicks doing that grimy shit, you know, trying to come up, you know, you can only have 3 kids, I believe, out here in VA and claim them. But the chicks that be doing all of that shit to try to re-up, they ain't doing nothing but trying to grab a bag, man. But at the same time, they end up paying for it because now you got to deal with, you know, daycare, you know, all that other shit in between. It's just not worth it. So as much as that they think that they're getting over, they ain't really getting over. Because as quick as that 12 grand came, the kids are going to suck it all back up like a fucking sponge. You know, because kids don't stay small forever. They grow. Mm-hmm. You know, you got to take them to the doctor, got to buy them clothes, shoes, all that shit, man. They want toys, candy, you know, all kinds of crazy shit. But yeah, you know, that's just the way that it is, man. All of that shit, never fuck around with the IRS, man. They go bag your ass.
Damn. So, Quetta, you got anything on the women adding more kids to their life or other people filing other people's kids that you know about?
I don't know any personal examples, But kind of like Mike said, when I'm just like thinking about it, to me, it doesn't seem worth it either, because all right, you get the money for your kids, but you just don't have to use it for your kids. So I don't know. I just don't know the logic in that or the whole point of doing something like that. Like, a kid is a lifelong commitment, and I feel like you really shouldn't depend on the government to support. That's just too risky for me. Like, I don't like depending on those. And then, like, this COVID stuff showed you that. Like, all right, you think you're getting a check or something like that, but stuff could just end just like that and affect everybody. Even celebrities got affected because of the COVID. So it's like, I couldn't never put my trust on, or I don't know, rely on the government to do something. I just don't. I wouldn't feel that comfortable. You know what I mean? As long as I got 2 arms, 2 legs, I'm gonna try to get to the money myself. Because, like you said, I'm too scary to even try to do anything like that or try to manipulate the system. Now I'm just gonna file regular, the boring way, and hopefully I don't owe anything. You know, that's all I want to do. And I don't want to talk to y'all till next year. That's it. So, yeah, like I said, I don't really know anybody personally, and I hope that, like, if I did, I would let them know. Like, I don't think that's a smart move, but you know,
you know, I don't y'all remember the dude off of Set It Off, Luther. He said 3 people I don't fuck with: the I, the R, and the S. So, so he was like, if you don't like work for Luther, I suggest you take your broke ass home. But I remember that line. But Tate, what you got on the kids thing and how you seen people manipulate the system with the kids?
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of like, I've heard of people doing it. I mean, I think one person may got caught up with it, but I don't know how they got out of it. Per se. I mean, my thing is this. I mean, if you understand money and understand the logic with having money, you just don't want to cause any bigger hardship down the line. I mean, yeah, it's cool to get $3,000, but if you're going to owe $9,000, I mean, what is that? That's -$6,000? That don't, you know, what they say, a fool in his money, a soon party. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like this. Stay in your lane is what I think the overall conversation has been going. Stay in your lane. You can do great on a budget. You know, hey, like we said, we did the $300-$400 trips to Vegas and had a good time.
Man,
we ain't trying to, act like the shit was, like, oh, we stand at somebody else's. Like, nah, like, just stay in your lane. With kids, I always say, just like I think what Brother said. I mean, why would you put yourself in a harder situation, right? You do this trying to get more money. The government come back, they take what you already had. Now you got less, and then if you really got kids and you just trying to get more money, now you affecting your whole household for what? Like, it don't make sense. So, man, if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. And like that, it just don't make sense.
Facts.
They would just stick with the revenues. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. Yeah, that kid thing, man, you don't want to do it. You don't want to file nobody else's kids. You don't want to deal with a woman with too many kids because she's trying to trap you for your seed, or if a guy got too many kids, you definitely don't want to be dating. That's one thing I'd say about the dating game. You got to find out how many kids, and as men, I always tell guys, go after the women that actually got a set foundation with the child's father. Hopefully it's an ex-husband. That shit always more attractive than the baby mama thing, because sometimes the baby mama thing be all over the place. And then with that shit, it brings a lot of friction around tax season, because if you think about it, an ex-wife compared to a baby mama, she have her shit written out on paper of, when you file in my state, you got to go to a class for when you have children to even co-parent. And then on top of that, somebody got to pay child support. Somebody got to have the visitation. Everything's on paper. So pretty much it's kind of like already laid out for you just to do the work. But baby mama, baby daddy, I see all kind of shit. I was at the tax place a couple weeks ago. Dude come in there talking about, I need copies of the file because she filed my son and lied to me. It's all kind of drama around tax season. I'm going to go one more time to Big Rich on this one, because I know he can speak on on that type of idiotic that type of behavior. How you feel about that, Big Rich? That
and with the baby, it's the same way here in Ohio with the divorces. Everything's got to be spelled out and whatnot. But with that, just a baby mama, and you never know. And a lot of times these cats dealing with a baby mama, it'd be a couple of different daddies in the picture too. I've seen that happening too, man. And I know a guy. I didn't know him personally, but I know of him. He went to high school with me, but we wasn't friends or nothing. Ended up losing his life dating this woman and fell out with her about some money and about tax time, and he ended up filing this kid, whatever. It wasn't his stepchild because they weren't married, but it was this other cat that stayed in Youngstown. He was the father, and he was supposed to be. I guess they every other year. It was just spoken word. It wasn't nothing legal on paper. 1 year he would take it. 1 year the woman would take the kid. But she convinced him to go ahead and file them taxes. And him, an old boy from Youngstown, ended up getting into it, man. Ended up losing his life, man. Dude shot him in the chest, man. Everything after they had been beefing back and forth for a while, man. And then this dude, he goes to prison behind shooting old boy I went to school with, and then he gets stabbed in there. So ain't neither one of them brothers with us no more. All over this rat-head bitch. That she still stays somewhere in Cleveland. I don't know where she living at now, but she's still around. And I bet you she went to the next kid. The kid is almost grown now. He basically is grown. He done graduated from high school and whatnot. He don't have a father no more. And like I say, old boy I went to school with ain't here no more, man, because that's muddy waters when you get to messing with baby mama.
Oh,
and
man.
She went off to go and fuck with somebody else too.
That's crazy.
Oh yeah, man. You know it's always somebody else in the way, you know.
All right. So with that being said, the next thing I want to talk about tax season, act season, is the fact that some women will go the bare minimum of working a year just so around this time they can get back a big return. Like I know some women that will work about 5-6 months. I think you got to work half the year to get back a full return.
Oh, so you get that child tax credit?
Yeah. I know some women that do that shit. Literally, I met people that do that shit. Like literally, like I'm gonna work only fucking 6-7 months of the year, and then I'm gonna sit back and just let my baby daddy child support or welfare or whatever assistance.
Yeah, they can go right back on the county after that, man, and claim it.
Yeah. So have you seen that, Big Rich?
Oh yeah, all the time, man. They do it all the time. I don't know exactly what because like I said, my kids are all grown now, and all my homeboys' kids are all grown, so I don't really talk about the subject too much. But I know for a while there, all they had to it was like they had to work like 5 months. It equated to like 5 months and a couple of days. They had to work within a certain period of that year. They could go right back on the county, man, and a lot of them was living in Section 8. And this and that, not paying anything anyway. But that child tax credit, I don't know how it is now, how the law is now. But back when I was younger and my kids were younger, they would let them get that full credit, man, just for them couple months, man.
Damn.
And it stank because if you a man, that don't work.
Yeah.
Even if you could have full custody of your kids because they're not going to let you have the Section 8 or have the county welfare assistance.
Yeah, you got
to work. You're only going to get back whatever you paid in taxes. Okay, and that's a caveat if you don't owe anything to the IRS already, man. But then women, they would only have to work a couple of months, and they could actually what they would do was they would just not show up for the job because you can't quit the job. You got to get fired from the job. So
right.
They would just show up late a bunch of days in a row or whatever, get fired, and they would say it was because they got fired because they didn't have they daycare was closed or this happened, their kid was sick. Use whatever excuse. IRS didn't go back and check none of it, so they just got off scot-free, man.
Damn. All right, Mike.
Hey, look, the tax credit was like $3,000 per child, man.
Damn. Mike, you ever experienced females like this in New York that work only a certain amount of time of the year so they can get that fat tax check?
Oh yeah, I've seen a lot of them. My cousins used to do that shit, and I'm just like, I'm looking. At first, I didn't understand what they were talking about at first, but then once I started seeing it, and I'm just like, yo, where the fuck they getting all this money from? Because I was young at that time, I didn't understand what was going on. But the more and more I saw it, I said, damn, they getting all of this money, and the main reason why they getting all of this money when they go to claim it is because whoever they're with is not reporting them. See, by right, you're automatically allowed to claim, your kids, even though you're not with the baby mother, because that child or the children, the kids, are still your property. They're your property. They came from you, but you have to claim them to make sure that nobody says that they're abandoned.
Facts.
If the person is, so whoever claims them first, but if that individual claims them, and you don't claim them, that's not a claim on your end. That's on their end because they claim them first. What you can do is clap back and file for fraud because the IRS will fucking pay you out, letting them know whoever's engaging in fraud. Just like, for example, if your ex's mother, right, happens to claim the kids, and the kids are not with her. She's not head of household, nobody's living there, and, that's not her kids to claim. So she goes ahead and she claims them. You can file for tax fraud and have that matter investigated. So the money that they got, they'll get caught and have to pay that money back, and the money will come to you for notifying them of the fraud.
Facts.
That's how that works. So you can clap back.
The only thing that we got here, man, in Ohio at the time was it was the same thing, but the only caveat was that if you was behind in your child support 30 days, you have no rights to it, whether they're your children or not. You got no rights to the tax money. All you got to be behind is 30 days in your child support.
Damn.
I mean, there's a way to get around that though, but a lot of people don't basically go at it. You have to go after the actual agency. See, they go back off of three factors. I'm gonna make this real quick because I don't want to get off topic. There's three factors towards going towards child support. One, there has to be an injured party. Somebody has to have gotten hurt, killed, or whatever. It's all about probate. Next is a contract. You don't have a contract with the agency, or you have it in order. Even if you sign, it wasn't given overall disclosure, so that way you could claim that money back. So that's fraud. Basically, they engaged in fraud to scare you into contracting with them, which is not even a contract, it's an unconscionable contract because they're not giving you overall disclosure of how much money they're taking out, what was the damages, there's no overall disclosure. So that's one, no injured party. Two, no overall disclosure of the contract. And three, no one signed off on it. The agency is not giving you any information as to how much you owe. So there's no contract, no injured party, and no claim against your name to state who is the injured party. No one has a claim to it because whoever puts a claim out on that name has to assume the liability. And they're not paying the taxes. They put a lien on you for the next 18 years saying that the state is the injured party. But if the state is the injured party, they have to display who's Mr. State, who's the state. And there can't be no representatives of the state. The state has to claim they were injured, and how? They don't know. So with that being said, you could vacate that order and have a motion to dismiss. If the judge doesn't do it, you have them fill out a Form 56. And that'll put the judge on the spot, and the judge don't want no part of that. The agency don't want no part of that. 3949A and the 211 for them not reporting the taxes, or they could go to jail. Everyone in there could go to jail and you could get that bread.
Somebody got to write this shit down, Mike. All right. Hey, Tate, what you got on women using the kids or working? I mean, actually working fucking 7 months of the year or 5 months of the year. Have you seen this?
I haven't seen it. Like I said, I'm kind of lightweight, kind of sorry ain't a woman. Shit, you can do that and get away with it. Shit, man, I'll be balling out. I'm sorry. Let me not look at it like that. I mean, it's crazy, but here it is. There's always people who take advantage of the system, man. What you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? I mean, God bless them get away with it, but the problem is they make it hard for people who are really doing the thing, trying to be a single parent and doing it the right way, going to court, trying to get child support, whether it's male or female. It makes it bad for the other people that's doing it right. I mean, I don't know nobody personally that's doing it, but it doesn't sound like, man, damn, you can get over like that. Man, but I see why people do it. I mean, it's a quick dollar. But like I say, when we look at it, what it's worth at the end, I don't think it's worth it. So it's crazy.
Right. All right. So moving on this one, the next thing I want to talk about is, a lot of times, like I said, cuffing season. I know I said it, but cuffing season ends on February 15th, I feel like, because tax season starts. But then tax season is like training camp for hot girl summer. They getting prepared. They getting their outfits. They getting their trips. I believe that because a lot of women I see living their best life for the next 3 months, and with COVID, it's going to be on steroids with the extra COVID money as well. Let's say the extra COVID money plus things are opening up. Texas, you don't even have to wear a mask no more. Tennessee, you don't have to wear a mask no more. So this is going to be an epic hot girl summer for the women that's getting their money and the guys that's getting their money as well. So I'm going to start with Big Rich on this one. How you feel about, that in the cuff season, that tax season come and then, they getting ready for hot girl summer. Is that true to you? Do you think that's a true statement, what I'm saying?
Oh, absolutely, man. And I believe what you're saying, that they've been pinned up for so long that they gonna really get it in this season, man. When it come along, you got all them 300-pound bras in Walmart buying them stretch pants that they look nasty in. Got all that cotton cheese hanging off the back of their thighs. They waiting to go out there and take their pictures and get twerking everywhere you go. They twerking somewhere. They twerking in Walmart. They twerking in McDonald's. You see funeral processions. People be twerking there. They
not in a funeral procession. Ah, hell.
They gonna get out there and just stupid. And just because they've been hemmed up, look, Stan, it was kind of murky today, but for the rest of the week, we're gonna be like around between 55 and 60 degrees. And last week we had 2 days in the 50s, and I saw some broads out there had shorts on already, man.
Oh, no.
You know what I'm saying? So they've been pinned up so long, and I mean, we're wearing masks in Ohio. You're supposed to wear them in any public place or whatever, but when you outside or whatever, you don't. But these young people run around there, don't be having them on anyway. But man, they had on like they do, and the one girl had on with her shorts. She had an halter top on, man. It's just like, it's too damn cold out there right now to be like that. But they've been pinned up for so long, man. It's gonna be real wild this summer.
Yeah, because to be honest, last March, I actually seen fear in women's eyes when they at the grocery store and single, and that wasn't cool to be single last year. I'll tell you that shit. This year they probably like, okay, enough of this cuffing, enough of this quarantine. I'm done. I'm getting out there and getting out and about. It's about to go down.
They about to get out there and it's about to go down until that rent moratorium expire. When that rent moratorium expires and they can't get away with not paying that rent no more, they'll get shot back into reality.
What you got, Will, on this hot girl summer? Epic. I think it's gonna be epic. They're gonna be out there doing all kind of crazy shit.
Listen, I don't know if I know other color on this, but why? I'm gonna like it. You know what I'm saying? I'm single. I'm trying to have that shit going. Hey, I want you to twerk everywhere. I'm gonna get in with my camera, watch it. If I can't watch it, I'm gonna record it and watch it again. I mean, my thing is this: live your life, do what you do. Just know that everything that you do, every action has a reaction. I mean, if you want to be seen as the best twerker, that's cool. Don't get mad when you want a good dude. You look at you like, bitch, I see you on the shit twerking. I don't want you for who you say you are. Like, so, hey, y'all live your best life. That's all I'm going to tell anybody. I mean, me personally, I feel like, I mean, you've been in the house for like a year, so it's like you've been in jail for a year. Now you're about to get parole. You know how cats get when they get out, they don't know what to do. So, hey, welcome, have fun, blow your money. Hey, get some weed, get some more eyelashes, get all your shit together, because it's going to be hot. And by winter time, you're going to really wish you had, did something different.
Yeah. The simps are going to be in full demand when it comes September. What you got, Mike?
Oh, shit. I mean, honestly, what I really wanted to see more and more people, especially the ladies, with this time being said, this is a time to reflect on working on yourself. I know Hot Girl Summer is coming up, and I rarely saw anybody in the fucking gym, working out, trying to mold and sculpt their body, eating right, taking along those kind of lines. I mean, if you're going to balance on your finances, at least balance your body too, so that you can look good for the summer, not just all out of place and
Rich, that's classic. Rich, that's classic. Somebody, if ain't nobody laughing about you said balance your body.
Yeah, they 300 pounds. Balance your fucking body.
I'm ordering DoorDash and Uber Eats. That's what they've been doing. They 300 pounds in stretch pants, and if you want that, go on ahead and have that.
Listen, all the ladies listening, you 300 pounds and you need some extra pounds, give me a call, because, man, that is hilarious. Balance your checkbook. No, you ain't balance your checkbook, you balancing your body. Man, that's crazy, Richard. That's some good shit, though.
Well, y'all done? Because I'm going to move on to the next thing.
I'm slick on good. I mean, it's okay to look good, but do you feel good? After a while, you can't cover up. You can't cover up some shit, but only for so long. The fake nails, the fake hair, the fake weed, the fake eyelashes. How about a real flat stomach?
Hold on. Hey, Rich, they got body trainers now. They don't want body trainers on
Man, when they take that off and they got that Gwynny B shapewear that they get all, they suck their belly all in and everything, man. You think that you got something like Kim Kardashian? You get that bitch back to the house and let her drop them blue. Because that's what she got. She ain't got panties on. She got on bloomers, Jack. Over the boxer brief. When she dropped them, all that cottage cheese spill out all over the place, man. You're going to be jumping out the window.
Oh, and another thing, too, y'all. And I ain't trying to be rude. And this is one out for the ladies. And I don't mean to try to dish y'all. But during the summer, do not come around me with them fucking stretch pants. You know what that shit does when the cooch don't air out, right? You smell like fish. Fucking fish market and shit. You better have some padding around in the area where the sweat comes out at. And get all up in the crevice when you hit that bathroom. Don't no nigga want to see me stretch. I prefer a sundress during the summer. If you're gonna rock one or whatever, but don't rock no stretch pants around me. I will embarrass you.
All right, the next thing I'm going to bring up is after this cuffing season and the hot girl summer. Before that, that's what I should have brought up is breakup season, because this is breakup season. This is when guys are the NFL guys are getting cut this week coming up. The JJ Watts and all them getting let go. We ain't talking about these regular guys getting let go because you was probably the simp or the beta male provider during cuffing season. Now it's time to let you go. I think it's a breakup season come with this tax money because, like I said, women and men, everybody get aggressive. Even men, they get to the point, I ain't got my extra $300, $400 4,000. I don't need you no more. You know, some guys lay up with the 300-pound lady during the winter time so they can have some shelter. You know, let's just don't make it seem like it's all about the ladies, because some guys have a high SMV and they fucking something they gonna pull out the back, that they'll pull in the back door at 4:00 in the morning. And so let's just keep it real. How y'all feel about the breakup season? Because people use people during cuffing season to make it to tax season, men and women. I'm gonna start with Big Rich.
Man, I see it going down, man. I actually see it more of the women breaking it off, man. But yeah, some of the cats is gonna, clear their roster because they're gonna be out there. They're gonna try to build a whole new one. But like I say, all of it is short lived, and they're not being honest with themselves and not being honest with nobody else. They playing themselves with their actions, man. It's a little bit juvenile to me, man.
Mike, what you got on it about breakup season? That's what I call it.
I mean, breakup season, you got to remember, as quick as you broke up with that other individual that you were with, the grass may not be as green on the other side. So if a female break up figuring, hey, you know what, I'm going to break up with him since I got my bread, I'm going to get with this other dude over here. You never know. That dude might be scoping you out for your money. And after he take your shit, he offers the next chick that's probably going to end up robbing him, and so on and so forth. It's a vicious cycle with some fucking vultures when it comes down to this money, man. He has no currency. It don't plan out too well. You might be ending up breaking up with that dude, got his money. Now, somebody else gonna end up taking money from you, and so on and so forth. You look like a fucking joke.
All right, Tate, do you see a lot of breakups during tax season?
Oh yeah, it's in the words of that famous poet that says, "Get that bread, get that head, and leave." And that's what people do, man. It's sad to say it. But hey, we live this life for how many years in life, and we just seen it happen how many times? That what you gonna do? The game don't change. You just gotta adapt to it. I mean, if somebody feel like this, I feel like this. If somebody wants to leave me, leave me. Let me move on to somebody who wants to be with me. Because it doesn't make sense to stay with somebody you don't even try to use them for. Because you get used yourself in the end. Facts. And that's it.
Facts. The best way to be is a person that's gonna be in a situation when they don't, the best thing you could do, the best gift you can give yourself, that you don't need nobody, no matter woman or man. And then when tax season come around, your whole vibration is not gonna change. And that's one thing you can see. You can see the change on certain people that, damn, they feeling themselves right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I see, like, as a manager at my job, I get like multiple call outs right now all week. I have to readjust my staff all week because guys are calling in. They got the extra money, the stimulus money coming. I mean, we used to have to, I think in the month of the last 2 months of the year, we gave people $2 extra on the dollar on the hour just so they can stay or show up when all these when shit was dropping, them stimulus checks and shit like that. So we just making sure we don't have so many call outs that we can still run the business. So,
Check it out. Check it out though. When they call out, the more that they call out, when they keep doing that stupid shit, let me tell you how that's gonna backfire on them. They're gonna be doing so many call outs when they get that bread that they're gonna be calling out. When they come back, they're gonna be looking for another job with that same fucking money, struggling, trying to hold on to that shit when they go to look for another job. I've seen that shit happen.
All right, yeah, facts. The next thing, and this is almost the last thing, is this probably the time of year when you see women actually tricking. Just like we talked about simping last night, you see women tricking. Now, if you did it before tax season and you dating a guy, cool, I'm not talking to you. But if you're you get that tax check and you start tricking, or you that 300-pound woman, and you taking, you grabbing, you getting very aggressive, because that's what comes along with it. I ain't gonna lie, I can get people coming in my DM that don't look like they don't even match me, trying to get at me during tax season. It happened in the last 2 years. I'm like, I don't want your money, honey. She like, you know, I ain't got some advances and some offers for trips and all kind of shit around this time. So how you feel about that, Mike? I mean, yeah, Mike, do women get more aggressive and got money and try to trick on a man during the season of the year?
Yeah, I had a couple, you know what I'm saying, come at me sideways like, hey, you know, you want to take a trip? I'm like, nah, I'm investing in my future. You can go ahead, love. I had another chick that, you know, was just saying, hey, you know, you always working all the time. You know, don't you take off? I'm like, okay, are you taking care of like a $50 million business establishment? Like, are you established? She goes, no, but I'm just saying you only live once, right? I say, yeah, you living, but you're not living for the years coming along down the line. You're only living for like a couple of hours.
Mm-hmm.
You're not looking out for what's going on for tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
I happen to have that plan to keep that money, but if you want to go ahead and blow your money, you can go ahead. So I just let them do whatever they're gonna do because I know it won't last.
Mm-hmm. Facts.
And I just steer clear from them because they want to pass the destruction. I don't like that shit.
Hey, before we get back on, I'm gonna go to Rich next. But before I go to you, Rich, I had a chick in like 2018. I think I said it before, but I realized she had got her tax money, and it was All-Star Weekend, and she literally bought a ticket to come see me right then and there. Like literally, she bought the damn ticket. She lived in San Diego. She flew out here the following weekend. Then when we get here, she take me out, pay for this, pay for that. And I'm looking like, damn, where is this aggression coming from? And then I ain't realized motherfucker got that tax check. Then the next month later was her birthday. She sent for me to come out there and come fuck with her. And I ain't spent a damn dime. Literally everything. She paid for every fucking thing. But I feel like women do get very aggressive, and they like I said, they gonna fuck who they want to fuck during this tax season. How you feel about this, Rich?
Yeah, you know, it's some of them that get like that, man. I ain't had too much of that over the last, man, maybe 2-3 years ago. This girl that we was kicking it for a while, maybe about a year even, man. But she, we just kidding. It wasn't that serious, but she trying to pin me down, man, talking all that commitment stuff and this and that, and she ended up taxes come around, and she bought me some diamond earrings, man. But I didn't accept them from her. I gave them back. I told her, I said, I can't accept them because I don't even wear earrings. You know, because I mean, both my ears is pierced, and I said, my brother told me, man, go on ahead and take them drugs and go ahead. How come I went? No, because I don't think that would be good energy in my life, man. Or whatever. Right after that, it backfired on her because I ended up breaking it off with her because she got all emotional and crying and all this. I guess she thought that was supposed to lock me in, but I do see them doing it a whole lot more lately on dudes, you know, want to take a little short getaway weekend trip, or they want to buy them some clothes, you know what I'm saying? And it's just not a good look even when a female do it, man. Because at the end of the day, you're not going to get anything genuine out of that.
Especially never leave with your wallet. Never leave with your wallet.
No.
What you got, Tate, on this when women tricking on a man? If he does, Tate.
See, this is my thing. I feel jealous, man. Y'all getting trips and shit. Cause I'm gonna start pepping your ass. You getting chicks come out of California coming to get that? Oh man, I'm gonna start pepping you.
Hey man, that's 3 years ago.
It is what it is. Ain't nobody seeing me. I'm ugly, so I must be ugly and fat. I mean, hey, what I'm saying? If they want to do it, let them do it, man. This is a time and age like Big Rich said. Like, if you want to do better, you will do better. If you don't want to do that, then I mean, hey, you live the life that you can afford to live. And then at the end of the day, we're going to have a different conversation when we get to the retirement age. I'm going to be sitting on a golf course somewhere, and I hope that, you know, if you come through, you know, you just got Uber by that. You know what I'm saying? So, it's cool.
Well, shit. All right. Well, with that being said, shit, we about to probably go and close it up. That's all I really have for the tax season, act season. You know, that's the things, you know, like I said, people acting very, you know, aggressive and shit, and they definitely, you know, feeling themselves. But like I say, no matter what type of money you get in your account, you supposed to always, you know, stay you. Don't change for nobody just because you got a few dollars. But you know, with that being said, anything you guys want to see next week or talk about, or anybody that's in the chat that y'all want to talk about, I'll give y'all the floor to see if y'all want to talk about something next week or think about it. You know, I'm gonna start with Mike. You anything you want to talk about next weekend?
Shit, man, I don't even know, man. Like, as far as the tax season, act season, man, that's some real shit, man. I mean, like, well, I don't even know. I would like to see more and more people invest in their lives or invest in their relationships like it's a business.
Facts.
You know, that's just from my point of view. I know it'll probably be fucking boring, so I'm gonna have to say I'm gonna skip that one though.
All right. Tate, you got any suggestions of what you want to talk about in the next coming shows?
No, I'm cool. I'm good, y'all. I mean, you know, I love this dialect. I love talking. You know, I'm gonna say some silly stuff, but at the same time, at the end of the life, you gotta, you know, like you say, take your life, man. You gotta have a vision, a plan, and a purpose. You gotta live the life, the best life that you have, and you can't look over to the left and look to the right. This race is not given to, you know, what they say, the swift and the strong. It's given to those who can endure. Do what you gotta do. Believe in God. I mean, it's the same stuff we always say, man. It's just like, hey. Just be good. Be great at what you can do. You know? And that's it. Every day you get a chance to change and make the life that you want to create, man.
Facts.
What's up?
Facts. You got anything you want to say, Rich, before you get out of here? Or what you...
Man, you know what? Like I said, I always appreciate chopping it up with y'all, man. I learned something every time. I don't really have anything in particular that I really want to talk about next week. Whatever topic you can come up with, I'll try to add my 2 cents to it.
Yeah.
I see Mo talking about men eager to get married. Where they do that at?
Yeah, it's not.
Whatever. I'm good with talking about that. Whatever you got going on, man. But you know, good to talk with y'all brothers again, man. I hope y'all have yourselves a productive week, man.
Now, I'll say this one thing about Mo. If you gonna this one thing, if you're gonna put the suggestion in the comment section, you need to be on the panel. So Mo, you might to call me during the week, and we'll go through that. If you're gonna show up on the panel, we could talk about a topic, but you gotta show up on the panel. You what? You meet that few that are eager to get married. I mean, sometimes it's like that. But yeah, man, I'm gonna get at y'all, man, next week, bros. But yeah, y'all. I'm gonna see you back on the panel, Mo, next weekend. You know, and we'll see what the topic be. But I'll make it more relationship based, so the women could call in and the man could call in, and we can do a panel on something relationship based and talk about it. You know, or we should talk about. I ain't gonna do that one. I don't want to put it out there, but we'll talk about some things next week and have both parties call in. I know Catherine, she's out. I ain't heard from Chris in a minute. And my boy Skylar, he said he'd probably call in next week. So we'll have a different type of panel. We'll have more people on the panel next week and go over some relationship stuff back and forth with the men and women. But with that being said, guys, it's a great 2 hours here yesterday. Nice little 2 hours. If you didn't see it, go check that video out. But I'm gonna go and get out of here. And y'all need to know what these 12 simps look like. So go check that video. But tax season is act season. I feel like just be the best version of you. Plan, purpose, program. Remember, it's you versus you. Become a new version of yourself every day. Only worry about the validation you give yourself. Don't worry about the validation the world give you, because if you follow the world, you end up lost. But if you know who you are as a man, you know who you are as a woman, you can actually find people that's going to compliment you, not complicate you. And when you are the best version of yourself, you'll recognize bullshit a mile away. And that's all I really want to say. And really, by recognizing the bullshit out here with the tax season, is I recognize it because I'm the best version of me. It don't take a tax check for me to buy the things I want. It just adds to value to me and start investing in that money. So with that being said, I'll hit you up, guys. Make sure y'all hit the channel. Check the videos this week. I got about 2. I'm going to put 3 videos out this week. And, put some in that comment section. And if you think about a topic, throw in the comment section. I might not do it right that weekend, but I will get to it. So I appreciate everybody that tuned in. Have a blessed night. Peace.